time, the economy, we start to lose jobs or there's a downturn in the economy, I think a lot of the less well-capitalized players will struggle in that kind of environment, and, we'll see some consolidation and maybe some retrenchment. But, as long-term, I definitely see this as something that will continue to grow.
Paul, we appreciate your time
thank you, Paul.
This afternoon. And by the way, if you'd like to see that report, you can check out coworkradio.com and go to Paul's page there on his bio, and you can link into that as well. You are listening to Cowork Radio here on KZSB 1290 AM, and we will be back right after this. Hi, it's Catherine Raymock. Are you buying or selling a home? See Compass Realtor Terry Ryken. I went to Terry because of his reputation and experience, but was quickly taken by his genuine enthusiasm. It's that combination that truly sets him apart. Terry specializes in properties in Montecito, Hope Ranch, Santa Barbara, and Santa Ynez Valley, and has 39 years of experience as an agent and broker. There are so many realtors to choose from, but only one Terry Ryken. Find out for yourself. Google search Terry Ryken.
What's that?
This? The newest online business banking around.
Can you initiate wires and approve transfers?
Yes.
Pay bills?
Check.
Cash management?
Of course.
All business, all online, all on your phone.
You bet. My computer, too. It's Montecito Bank and Trust's new business online banking. It works as hard as I do.
Huh. Montecito Bank and Trust.
You got it. Montecito Bank and Trust. Behind every great community is a great bank. Montecito.bank. Member FDIC.
The signature of the incredible jewelry selection at Bryant & Sons is a blend of ideal materials, conceived to the perfect shape, and then precisely finished. And throughout this process, the highest possible quality must be ensured, so that in the end, a work of art is created that stands for unmatched elegance. At Bryant & Sons, all our jewelry must meet these standards. We source the finest designs from around the world and create our own as well, so that you will have an unparalleled selection of art created from platinum, gold, and precious gemstones. When you choose jewelry that is not only worn with pleasure, but also admired for its exceptional qualities, it's from Bryant & Sons. If you're considering acquiring a distinguished piece of jewelry as a gift or for yourself, visit us at Bryant & Sons and let us show you how remarkable materials and exquisite design combine to create a timeless keepsake. Bryant & Sons, California's premier jeweler. 812 State Street in downtown Santa Barbara and the Upper Village in Montecito.
And welcome back to Cowork Radio here on KZSB 1290 AM. I'm Catherine Raymock.
And I'm Jane Walker-Wood.
And we're a show all about the modern entrepreneur. Each week we interview company founders, and we want to thank our sponsors, Impact Hub, Santa Barbara, Montecito Bank and Trust, commercial realtor Rob Hambleton, and also Radius. You can check it out at coworkradio.com. And our guest right now in the studio, Diana Periera, and we'll talk about your name in just a second, founder of something called Balance Financial Management, essentially a full-service back-office consulting company. You provide accounting, HR, payroll for businesses and nonprofits, but the emphasis is on giving back to the community, which I think is fabulous. So first of all, welcome. How are you, Diana?
I'm great. Thank you so much for including me today.
Yeah, it's Periera, right?
It's Periera.
Okay.
And it means?
It means pear tree in Brazilian, Portuguese. My husband is Brazilian, so yes.
I like it. Before you got to this business, were you also in the business of HR and doing accounting, or how did you come to this?
So I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My father grew up on a farm and started his own business. And so I sort of grew up with two self-employed parents.
What was his business?
He did dry cleaning, and he was a contractor that built apartments and churches and restaurants.
Fabulous. So
are you handy around the house?
I'm pretty handy around the house. I would tile like no other.
That's great.
And so when I started, I sort of had this ability to think there was nothing that I couldn't do. And I had been doing accounting for my parents since I was about 13 years old.
Oh.
Helping them with payroll in a DOS version of Peachtree, very young. And so I've sort of been in the finance world for a long time.
And so when you decided that you were going to start, so this was your first company that you've started? Or
So I've been involved in a lot of different startups, usually on the sort of outside, helping support them. And this was the first one that I started on my own with a team. I don't believe in kind of one-woman type of enterprises. I believe in teams and collaboration. And there was this huge need that I saw in the community, and I wanted to fill it. And rather than being a one-woman consultant, I thought, let's build a team around this, and then I can accomplish something much larger than myself.
And you're also a co-founder of Impact Hub. How did you get involved in that, and why?
So my background was in the investment world for many years, and I did a deep dive into impact investing. And what I discovered is that there were all these incredible entrepreneurs that started companies, and I got so passionate about their passion, but it was really focused on making money. And when I drifted into the impact investing space, I attended this conference called SOCAP up in San Francisco. This year they had over 3,000 attendees. And it was the first time back in 2011 that they had a pop-up Impact Hub at the conference. And I met these incredible entrepreneurs that were not only pitching great business ideas that were profitable, but they were also changing the world at the same time. And I thought, wow.
So I was just going to say a few episodes ago, we referred to a study that impact investments actually do better than traditional investments because the entrepreneurs are more passionate about what they're doing.
There's studies like
So
that
it's a
all
win-win.
over the
It's
place.
a win-win.
So talk about your model of, I want to talk about specifically what you're doing for companies and how large they are, but also about this giving back to the community. So how does that manifest in your business?
So from a couple different arenas. When we first started, we had a lot of nonprofits, and I wanted the balance where we worked with about 50% nonprofits and 50% for-profits. So the nonprofits always had a very discounted rate when we work with them, and the for-profits could have more of a market rate. And in the balance of those, we're able to maintain a successful business model. So that was kind of step one. Step two is that when we go in, we have this model where we are passionate about accounting, so we can just generally lower costs overall, and we've been successful 20 to 50% in nearly every company we've worked with just because we're focused on those processes. And so that's sort of an inside way of sort of giving back to those companies. And then third, we volunteer a lot of our time. I'm on boards, Jamie's on boards, and so forth.
Now, do you follow tax law? Can you speak on the new tax plan and how it'll affect, for example, nonprofits in California?
So I follow a little bit of tax law, but we have chosen not to do taxes. So one thing I believe strongly in is focusing on what you're great at and what you're passionate about.
Okay.
So we work with tax partners like NASIF and so forth that we refer our clients to. We follow a little bit just to really stay abreast. There's been a lot of should we stay C Corp or S Corp or LLC, and we can at least have some preliminary.
Are you seeing a reaction from your nonprofit clients to the new tax laws? Because some people are saying we don't know yet that there will be less giving because of the new tax laws?
So I haven't had any feedback from our nonprofits as far as concern about that. We do have a few companies that are thinking about just generally the economy, not just the tax piece of it, but the economy and how that will affect future giving and what they should do now to sort of prepare for that. So we do focus on reserves and alternate income strategies than just donations to ensure sustainable nonprofits.
Later in the program, I actually have a website that I wanted to share with you that was recently launched. If you want to know how the new tax laws are going to affect you, you can actually put it into a calculator and find out. And
that sounds like a fun thing to do.
Government just launched that, but I thought it was kind of interesting. So I'm just wondering, logistic-wise, because we refer to you as a back office consulting full service company, but you're actually not in the back offices of these places, right? So how often are you going out, and how important is that face-to-face with the various companies? I mean, you're doing their payroll and you're doing other things. Can you really do that remotely, or do you need to have the interpersonal communication and contact with them?
So the interpersonal relationship is important for the people side of the business. So this is all about relationships, and our tagline is business is about people. It's not transactions. And so that relationship is important for face-to-face, but the actual work is remote. We are paperless. Everything is scanned in. When we go through audits and government audits, IRS audits, they go to a website. Everything is scanned in. It goes very smoothly. So our team, we manage companies throughout the U.S., and we can do it very efficiently. But we do spend time for the meetings, for those personal relationships, going out to lunch, for that side of it, but it's not necessary for the work itself.
Do you do the hiring part of HR for these companies, or?
We do not do the hiring. They choose who they want to hire, and we help with the onboarding, benefits administration, and at times offboarding.
Now, as also a co-founder of Impact Hub, and you're very involved in the management of that, how are you balancing? It sounds like you've got 2 jobs.
It's all about
balance. That's why it's called balance, right?
It's all about teams. So again, if I was just one person, I couldn't do it all. But I have a large team at Balance, and so a lot gets delegated to them, and they pick up a bulk of the workload. And the same thing at Impact Hub. I have a great co-founder, Dan, and we have a great team, and they're managing a lot of the day-to-day so that I can focus on what I do best in the vision and the strategy and moving the companies forward.
So just so I'm clear, what is your exact role with Impact Hub?
So I'm the co-founder. Again, saw the concept back in 2011, built the team, so located some other team members, fabulously, wonderfully ran into Dan, added him to the founders team. A year later, ran into Paul, added him to the founding team, and now we have an incredible Impact Hub in Santa Barbara.
Now you've got Mike, too.
And now we have Mike, yes.
It's such a great concept, and I've been I was thinking, because Jane asked a question to our last guest, that Impact Hub seems to have stands out as one of the co-working models that has a lot of perks with it. So people get a lot of consulting, but there's everything from massage to great coffee to socializing. How important is that element in the co-working model that you found?
So our model is a little different from other co-working spaces, and I believe that at the core, we are there to support the companies that are our members. And I think we do that not just through traditional perks of here's a discount on this software or here's a free massage, but also that mentoring and education. How do we move their business from point A to point B to point C to an exit down the road or a scalable growth strategy? And so those are the perks that I think we focus on slightly differently, in addition to, yes, we have to have the kombucha and the espresso and the pizza days, because that's part of well-being and being happy at work, and those little things make a difference. So
how connected are you with the people that are leasing from you at in the co-working spaces? Are they like all your children, or what is it like?
Family. They're family. I mean, I moved Balance inside Impact Hub. We had a large office. Everyone had private offices. And we uprooted that model and said, no, we're not going to be traditional accounting. We're moving inside Impact Hub. So my whole team is there. They're integrated into all the other members and offices. And if someone's not there one day because they're gone and we see them the next week, it's like, where have you been? We've missed you. Even though they don't work for Balance, they're still sort of part of our extended family.
Now, there's still a number of freelancers that you see working in the coffee shops. What would you say to them why they should join Impact Hub or another co-working space, but yours?
I think they should take action to move their own personal business to the next level, and they can do that by joining a community that will help them succeed.
What if it's somebody who doesn't like to socialize a lot and they like to go to the coffee shop because they don't have to talk to anybody? Is there still a place for them?
Absolutely. So it's not all about the extroverts and socializing. It's also just a place to be more productive. So it provides that energy in the space where you can find a little corner, you have your laptop, put your headphones on, and really dig down into what your work is. But if you need a break, sometimes it's helpful just to look up, notice that there are others around you that are also as focused, not just socializing, but being productive. And then being able to take a break and walk over to the kitchen and have some light and some movement. All of this is important.
You've had tremendous growth even just in the short couple of years that you've been up and running, from 1 now to 3 Impact Hubs. Do you see it growing further in Santa Barbara, or are you looking at beyond?
It will grow further in Santa Barbara and beyond. So we are working on a larger strategy to grow nationwide, collaborating with others, growing our own brand. And definitely we need more in Santa Barbara. We're a small community, but there are other segments of our community like Goleta and
it was interesting just talking to the author of this co-working study. How many square feet of office space is there in Santa Barbara, and how many square feet of that is Impact Hub right now? Because that was a big part of his study as to what percentage of office square feet was co-working.
I have no idea the office square feet in Santa Barbara. I know we have about 26,000 square feet, and I know that I wouldn't even compare ourselves so much to traditional office space because we're changing the model. It's not about having your private office anymore. It's about collaborating with others and having a shared environment.
But it was interesting in the study, for example, he said in suburban areas, it could be up to 1% of all office space is co-working space. And then in the most was Miami, which was 2.7%. Unfortunately, we weren't included in the study, so I don't have all these answers.
It was a very large market.
Oh.
Diana Periera is here.